Hello, and you are warmly welcome to Ghana in 24, your favorite educative and informative channel. As you already know, on this channel, what we do is that we give you the backstories of the biggest happenings in Ghana across the previous 24 hours, and we dare to pass some judgments as others will not be able to do in order to make you not only educated but keep you informed at all time. Well, over the past week, some stories have been making headlines, particularly the past 24 hours. And first of all, the issue of whether or not schools, that is the SHS, should remain closed or remain open doesn't seem to go away. This whole brouhaha has been there for close to a week now, or even more. And I am here to give you the latest from all that. Also, you know the National Democratic Congress, which happens to be the largest opposition party in Ghana at the moment. They are more of a press conference party. Forgive me for that, but they have already announced to us that from now till December 7th, each week they will offer some kind of press briefings or conference to us. They had one yesterday, and their youth wing are making some very serious claims. They say the Peace Council is biased, and they are calling their party folks to lace up their boots. Maybe they are going for war. I'll bring you all the details of that very shortly too. Then also, these people say they are a friend. The police. Are the police really our friend? Is the police your friend, my friend? Yes, they've already said the police is our friend. So that's why when he meets you, he calls you his friend. Well, yesterday, the police has been in the news. We're trending so much on social media because somebody got into a misunderstanding with the police, and the person was showing her right. Was the person right, or was the police right? I'll bring you the backstory of this, and then we together get educated on whether whatever happened between the person and the police was actually right. This and more I'll give you right after this break. So you are warmly welcome back to Ghana in 24. And then before we left, I told you the stories we are doing today. And so let us zoom straight into the stories for today. And then as usual, get educated and informed. Now in my first story, the SHS brouhaha of whether they should close or not still remains. I've already asked this question a lot of times that to you, do you think that schools should be closed? People have spoken that they want schools to be closed. But the government seems not to be budging. From latest communications from the government, some people in the government are saying that it is not possible. But then what exactly has made this issue come out again? If you would remember, when the SHS were reopened by government, one thing they said was that they were not going to allow parents or outsiders visit the schools. Now shortly after, there was news that the Electoral Commission of Ghana was going to do some kind of voter registration activities in the schools, and people spoke against it, including a possible lawsuit, which we are yet to find out how far it has gone. But in some interesting twist, pictures were seen of the NPP's youth organizer, Mr. Henry Nana Boakye, affectionately known as Nana B, in some schools in the Ashanti region, taking pictures with them in what could be described as the assembly hall. Well, there's been so much outrage on that, and then people are asking that if you are saying as government that people shouldn't visit or parents shouldn't visit their wards, what then are politicians doing over there? Well, Mr. Nanabi came out to say that he didn't go to campaign, but he went as an accredited party official of the EC, and what he was doing could best be described as electoral monitoring. But who does monitoring in an assembly hall? And there were no BVR machines, no nothing, no this, no that, but you are doing monitoring. Well, only in Ghana would you do electoral monitoring with a group of students in an assembly hall. But then things are still happening. News came out on Monday that Accra Girls, which actually brought this whole COVID in schools to light, had 55 of their students testing positive. As I stand now, the latest figures I've got is that 34 senior high schools have actually recorded COVID-19 cases, with a total of 110 cases. And so, apart from Accra Girls, some schools have also recorded, but Accra Girls seems to be more of the epicenter, so to put it, of the various senior high schools. The health minister was also responding to this call that if 55 people have been found positive, schools should close and all that. And according to him, it's very interesting. He says that closing down schools is a cowardly person's approach to solving the problem. So according to him, he's saying that when problem comes, you don't run away from the problem, you face it head on. So once they've opened schools and these things are happening, they are facing it head on. For them to close schools there, they will not close it today, they will not close it tomorrow. And so I don't know what you think about it, but teacher unions are still talking. Well, NAGRAT, NAT, CCT, and TEU, in a joint statement issued yesterday, are saying that schools should close. According to them, from where they sit, the case is going to turn into something serious. So close their schools. But from all indications, the government is saying that it's not likely that schools will close. Well, the Deputy Education Minister was also speaking yesterday, and according to him, the reason why schools must open and exams must go on is that life must not come to a halt, and then there should be a flow. So if you should say, for instance, JHS 3 students should remain, the JHS 2 students would have to go to Form 3. And another day, all this will affect the KG person who is entering class 1. And I know you were happy when you were in KG and you were going to class 1. Yes, they too, they want to go to class 1. And so, according to him, as for schools opening there, it is very likely that schools will open on a very, very long case. I think maybe this could bring you closure. We might not be happy, but the government says that they are in control of the situation. So we just pray and hope for the best in this regard. Now, in my second story, the NDC, as I said, they are now very known for their press conferences. Every week they are doing a press conference. Don't attack me. They themselves, they said it to us that every week they'll do a press conference to us. So yesterday they did one press conference, and then their national youth organizer, George Opariado, came out to say that the Peace Council of Ghana is biased and it is a pro-NPP group. Now, someone might ask, what actually necessitated all this? Well, this is the backstory. If you remember, after the 2016 general elections in the Ayawaso West Bogon, the MP then died, and then there had to be by-election. Now, during the by-election, there were some very, very serious violence there, which even led to the setting up of a commission of inquiry and all that, who brought out a roadmap and called that vigilante group should be banned, among other things. So the Peace Council sat down and then more of drew Ghana's peace treaty. Yes, Ghana, we have a peace treaty there. And according to the NDC, the MPP have failed to sign. The president is supposed to sign, I think, 18 out of 22, and then he has failed to sign. But according to the NDC, they've signed. And so they are saying that for any time a fight happens and all that, and then the MVP, the Peace Council will keep quiet. But if the NDC will come and then do NDC is violent. Maybe the NPP they will say political parties are violent in Ghana. So they are saying that the Peace Council is biased because according to them, some violence happened in Banda in the Bono region, where a young man by name Silas Wolu Hame was actually killed, and the NDC is blamed on the NPP and saying that the Peace Council have not spoken. If it is them, the Peace Council will do press conference, issue letter, and all that. So according to them, the Peace Council is biased. And then they are saying that they are giving the police service 72 hours. If within 72 hours, the perpetrators of this gruesome act, that is the killing of Mr. Silas, are not brought to book, they will lace up their shoes and then they will go on a manhunt for the killers themselves. So yes, the NDC is soon going to open their police chapter. Anyway, that is just by the way. I'll take another short break. When I come back, I'll tell you why the police was trending yesterday. Stay tuned. So you're welcome back to Ghana in 24. Before I move on to my next story, just remember to like and subscribe, and you can drop your comments on the first two stories that have already been shared, and please do share to your friends at the end of the day. Okay, so in my third and maybe my final story, yesterday Ghana police was trending on social media. It wasn't necessarily a news item, but I found it very interesting that I share this with you. So a popular food blogger on social media and all that, yes, yesterday got arrested, for lack of a better word. or she was invited by the police. She was actually, I think, in an Uber going somewhere, and then the police stopped her and then tried to arrest her. She did a live video on Instagram asking for help, calling people to come to the police station to help and all that. And in that video, she was saying that the police did not have a warrant and so couldn't arrest her and all that, and a whole lot of things. So the video caught attention on social media, and people were talking about it. And so what became the bone of contention was whether the police could make an arrest without a warrant. Because according to her, the police didn't show her a warrant, the police tried to arrest her, they were infringing on her laws and all that. And this brought up a lot of discussions on social media. And that is why I'm running the story. Well, it will interest you to know, but the police can arrest you without a warrant. Yes, in the US. And so for educational purposes, if you go to the Police Criminal Procedural Code, Section 90, it says that the police can arrest you without a warrant if, one, you commit an offense in the presence of a police. And so that's why maybe someone does an overtaking and all that, the police can make that arrest. And also, if you are seen to be obstructing a police in the fulfillment of his duty, so maybe a police arresting somebody and then you come in and then you are trying to stop the police, trying to aid the person and all that, the police can arrest you because you have committed an offense of obstructing of justice. And then also, if you have escaped from lawful custody, so let's say you have been arrested and run away, the police does not need a warrant to come and arrest you again. Once you have run away, he comes and then arrests you. And then if you have stolen some property, so if you are known to have stolen property and all that, there's nothing like a warrant that is needed. He can just come and then grab you. And then also the police can even arrest you based on suspicion. So if the police suspects that you have committed an offense, and so the police sees your face and then says, this boy, you look like a thief and all, yeah, the police can arrest you and then take you for questioning and all that. And this is very interesting. The police can arrest you if the police has enough reason to suspect that you are about to commit a crime. And so all these things are actually things that the police can arrest you because of. And so for that matter, you would have to believe that the police indeed can arrest you without a warrant. And there was an issue of whether the police can search you also. Yes, indeed, if you go to Section 93 of the Criminal Code, the police can search you if they believe that you are in possession of anything that could aid in committing a crime, or that has already been used in committing a crime and all that. And if the police searches and doesn't find anything, he's free to let you go. If he finds anything, then he can issue your arrest without a warrant, and then he moves on. And so this is some education for those who think that the police cannot arrest you without a warrant. So if a police stops you somewhere, don't panic, just comply with the police. And then as they always say, the police is your friend. So you meet them, you just shout, oh, Abai, you talk 1 2 1 2, and then you are good to go. So that is that with the police issue. I would like to do a last story, but I think I'll push that to tomorrow. Now, it's a very interesting thing. If you would remember, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, before the voter registration exercise began, the NDC took the EC to court, challenging the EC's new decision to take out the birth certificate as proof of citizenship in the upcoming voter registration that was then. Well, the Supreme Court ruled against it. You can move back to either my first or second video where I explained what exactly happened there. And the Supreme Court ruled against it and said that they were going to give their final ruling by close of 17 July. Well, yesterday, the final ruling came out, and according to the Supreme Court, listen to this, a birth certificate is not a proof of your citizenship as a Ghanaian. So the Supreme Court is saying that you having a birth certificate doesn't mean that you were Ghanaian. Well, as I'm here, I just got in fact, the whole of yesterday, I've been looking for the entire ruling to read through and then make that with all that. And before I did this video, someone finally sent it to me, and then I'm going to look through. So tomorrow, I think that may be our headline story. Birth certificate not proof of citizenship. I'll bring you the Supreme Court's angle and why the Supreme Court is of that view, among other things. And once again, thank you so much for watching today's episode. My name remains Edem Kojo. Do subscribe, comment, like, share to your friends, and stay safe. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.